Hi, today I will be doing the inspection portion of the shoulder exam. So right here we're going to run through about 9 checklists that we all look for in the shoulder inspection part. First is cervical lordosis, so we're going to have the patient turn laterally. So mostly this can be doing laying down supine, sitting in a chair, but just for the purpose of the camera and while I'm working with him, I'm going to have him standing for this. So for cervical lordosis, we're looking at the cervical, the curvature of the neck. We all do have a slight curvature, the lordotic curve, but what you notice we're looking for here is any excess curvature of the head kind of out, and the neck have a more curvature this way, or if they're straight up and narrow like that, maybe there's some musculature things going on. So that's what we're looking for there with the cervical lordosis. So we can also do at this position is look at the position of the head on the shoulders laterally, and we'll do it anteriorly as well. So laterally, we're just looking if it's any obvious like deformity, like same thing like obvious cervical lordosis, anything like that. Anteriorly, we'll have them come back around. We'll see if there's any tilting, if the head's tilted one way or the other. Could be some trap tightness or a brachial plexus injury maybe, stuff of that nature. Another thing we're going to do at this position is we're going to look at the level of the shoulders. So while the patient has hands to the side, look at those acromion processes, kind of AC joint, and see if there's any obvious, like one shoulder hangs higher than the other. One thing you will see, and I'll speak about that when we look at the position of the scapula, is with throwing athletes, or basically any athlete in general, you will see that the more dominant arm and shoulder, the scapula and the shoulder sag more. So what we'll do here for this is we'll look at the back side, the posterior part of the athlete. So here, for scapular position, what we're looking at is the superior border should be at T3 and T4 vertebra, and the inferior border should be at T7, T8. So what I do is you just kind of palpate, see what vertebrae are on, and also find the superior and inferior borders. And like I said, we're looking here at the drop of the shoulders. This athlete, a baseball player, right-handed pitcher, and as you can tell, the right shoulder kind of sags a little more than the left, just because that musculature a little stronger. Another thing we do here is we would look at the protraction of the scapula, the rotation, I guess you could say. I don't have a tape measure on me, so I really can't do this. But what you would do is you're going to find that T7, T8 vertebra, find the inferior angle, get a tape measure, and kind of just measure how far the scapula is protracting, which is kind of curving forward, retracting is curving back. Kind of just look for the difference in that, I guess you could say. Another thing we're going to do is have him turn back anteriorly. Look at the clavicle. We're looking here is contour and position. The biggest thing we're looking at the contour and the position is obvious deformity of a fracture, anything like that. SC, AC joint sprain or pathology could cause the clavicle to ride higher or lower, stuff of that nature. Next we're going to do is muscle symmetry. So what we're doing here is we're going to look at the delts, the biceps, the posterior musculature, levator scapulae, traps, maybe the rhomboids a little bit. Maybe look at the triceps. Not going to do much with the triceps. We can look at those. And we'll also look one more time, and the last thing will be the humerus, the head of the humerus, how it's positioned. So what we're going to do here is for anterior, mainly looking at that biceps, that long head of biceps tendon, looking for any deformity that could lead us to a long head biceps tendon pathology. Also can look at the anterior delt and see if there's any obvious deformity. One side has more musculature than the other. That can lead us to a nerve pathology. With the delt, you're getting more C5, C6, especially at that middle delt. We'll see when he turns laterally. Middle delt, a lot of C5, C6 nerve root issues. We can do here as well is look at the humeral head. You can also do that when they're standing anterior. What we do here is look at both sides and see if the humeral head is sitting inferiorly in that inferior fossa or anything like that. That can lead us to a GH pathology, maybe some instability, stuff like that. And then lastly, look on the back side, posteriorly, looking at those traps, looking for the musculature, looking at the delts, that posterior delt, not gonna see much. Look at the triceps, see if you can see anything in there that could lead us to something with the forearm, and then levator scapula, traps, rhomboids, and stuff of that nature. Yeah, so that was my inspection for the shoulder complex.